I am very aware that you already know what the units do, what everything looks like, but I don't care. This is my time to shine, okay? This is my celebration, bro. I won, man. I won. Look. First of all, if you're excited just like me, man, why aren't you subscribed, bro? Why aren't you subscribed? Look, we're trying to hit 70K. If we can hit 70K before the end of the celebration, I might consider fate. Like, we gotta do something, right? Like, you know? Anyways, feel free to subscribe if you want. Don't if you don't want to. It's okay. I appreciate you being here regardless. The important thing is what I want to talk about. And we can look at the Goku, sure. Actually, no. I'm here for Broly. Let's just be honest. I'm here for Broly. Goku's good. You know what? I guess we should talk about Goku. But I also will do, now that we're here, I kind of want to go over all like the really you know, important information. My brain right now is all over the place, so I do apologize. But what I do want to try and get down in this video is just discussing the impact and maybe even the placement of the new characters, right? And really just glaze my goat Broly, if we're just being completely honest. But if I pull up movie bosses and movie heroes, right? The massive and the first big W we have to, you know, talk about is just the fact that Broly here, we'll talk about Goku later if I feel like it. We're here to glaze Broly, man. So my goat Broly, first of all, leads movie bosses 3 key 200%. This is, again, amazing. We were really under the assumption and kind of scared about the uncontrollable power category. Is that category in here, uncontrollable power? I would not be surprised if it is, but I also would be surprised if it is. Yeah, so it's not, oh no, it is here, actually, perfect. So this is the uncontrollable power category. And a lot of people were, you know, saying that if this was Broly's new category, this would be bad. And I just don't see in what world that exists. You have all the OP Majin power units in here. You have Broly. You have Cell Max in here. Like, who were we disrespecting, right? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm not saying this is obviously a better category than movie bosses, because obviously it's not. But I'm just saying that this is not a bad category. But the fact that he doesn't lead that and he leads movie bosses 200% instead is absolutely beautiful, right? Now that's W number 1 for this Broly. The next W is him not being a freaking glass cannon. Let's take a look at his passive, okay? Him, as he starts off, him being a character who starts off as a, basically as like a stand, because it's not labeled a standby, but it's like Beerus, right? The physical LR Beerus from the anniversary, where he just can't attack. But he's also very strong defensively. So if I were to, let's say, pull up the animation, let's just pull up this animation first, just so you can see what the intro here looks like. And this is Paragus controlling Broly. So Broly here obviously wants to attack. And, you know, he's losing control a little bit. But Paragus here, that shot, how massive Broly looks, bro. Jesus, man. Anyways, so Paragus controls Broly, puts him down, or I guess controls him, and that's so clean, man. Such a goat. And then that is basically, and I guess explaining why Broly doesn't attack, right? So it makes sense. Activates entrance animation upon character's entry once only, and for 1 turn from the character's entry turn, reduces damage received by 90% as the first attacker in a turn. Reduces damage received by 70% and extreme class allies' chance of performing a critical hit, plus 50% as a second or third attacker in a turn. And extreme class allies 2 key and 60% to attack and defense. I'm not gonna lie, this passive is worded very weird. According to, I think it was Goresh, or I'd have to pull up, maybe I can pull up the tweets here. I don't want to, you know, put words in the mouth of Goresh, but give me 1 second. Yeah, so I couldn't find him saying it. Maybe it was on stream or something. But apparently that 90% damage reduction, you know, in the first turn is permanent. Because here it's worded as once only, right? I guess for 1 turn from character's entry turn, reduces damage received by 90% as the first attacker in a turn. So maybe the 70, we're gonna have to, you know, just see how this works. But the wording is very weird. It also implies that this entire thing works as only the first. So basically, after the first turn, all of this goes away, right? It seems weird, but if Broly really does have 200% defense, he's guarding all attacks, 90% damage reduction in the first slot, 70% in the second or third, while supporting all allies 60% to attack and defense. It's just very strong offensively and a very strong support. It's just what you love to see. That is W number 2. W number 3 is the fact that he can activate his transformation at any point. So if you want Broly to be a defensive demon throughout the course of the fight, you can have him be that. But if you want Broly to transform and start putting out some big boy numbers, you can do that whatever point you want, which I think is really, really good. That is W number 3. Let's take a look at his actual kit though, right? His animations are cool. Him being able to, and okay, him killing his dad as an animation is sick, by the way. So this is, I would say, L number 1, not having defense on your 18 key, but this Broly being able to greatly stack attack and then performing an AoE is very, very strong, right? And then raising attack and defense, at least his raising defense on 12 key, of course, that's very good. His passive here, this looks very, very, very good. I read it on stream, but I'm going to read it again here and kind of process it. And you can let me know what you think, right? So 3 key and 260% stats, very strong. Reduces damage received by 50%. And for 3 turns from the character's entry turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 26%. So it seems like the 50% damage reduction is permanent. And for the first 3 turns, you can get up to 76%, 76% damage reduction just for appearing. So it's like, with the stats that he gets, it's just insane. I don't know, man. It's just, I'm so happy to see that. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 150% when performing a super. You know how massive of a buff that is? Plus an additional key plus 1 up to 5, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 10% up to 50% with each attack performed. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. So I wish he had, let me see. Yeah, I wish this Broly had the ability of just performing a guaranteed super, right? At least without having it being locked by any conditions. Because Broly to me is a character that should be performing the most additionals in the game, if you're asking me. But this is basically a slot 1 design, right? In slot 1, you're most likely going to get hit before he gets hit. And the beautiful thing about that is he gets an extra 200% defense before attacking, and guards all attacks as the first attacker in a turn. So you put him slot 1, he's going to have 200% defense here, 260% defense here, guarding, 76% damage reduction, and an extra 150% of defense after he performs a super. And the additional, which also raises his defense. That sounds insane to me. Launches an additional super attack as the second or third attacker in a turn, plus an additional key plus 3, and chance of performing a critical hit plus 50% when there is a pure Saiyan or Earth-bred fighters category enemy. So from my understanding with this kit is that I think that this 50% is not added on top of the original if you stack up to the 50% here. Like, I think it's 2 different instances of 50%. So, for example, when Broly performs an attack, that attack has a 50% chance to become a critical hit once you perform all the attacks and need to build it up. So let's just say you built up all this passive here, right? The crit. The first attack he does has a 50% chance to crit. If that proc fails, you have a backup of another 50% chance to crit if you're facing a pure Saiyan or Earth-bred fighters category enemy, which I do like those restrictions. Definitely not bad, because if I go ahead and take a look at it, obviously pure Saiyans covers literally, I'm not going to say all of the game, right? That's just grossly overestimating it. But if I pull up pure Saiyans here, as well as Earth-bred fighters, Earthbred Fighters. Where's E? Earthbred Fighters. Here we go. So Pure Saiyans, we have a lot of Pure Saiyan bosses in the game, right? So every single time you see a Gine and Bardock boss, a Broly boss, a Goku, a Vegeta, a Bardock, a Kale, a Caulifla, Goku and Vegeta. Like literally any Pure Saiyan, right? And you're cooking. But Earthbred Fighters introduces bosses such as Yajirobe, Yamcha. Dude, Hybrid Saiyans is insane. So basically, this covers Hybrid Saiyans as well. So Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans, you have basically Namekians on here, right? Is every Namekian an Earthbred fighter? I mean, where's Int? Is Int L or Piccolo here? I just want to see, like, I want to make sure, because I'm seeing essentially every Namekian here, right? I mean, yeah. So this seems to be, yeah, wow. This seems to be Pure Saiyans, Hybrid Saiyans, Earthlings, and Namekians, which I would say is a pretty good distribution of, you know, the game. And especially when you consider the fact that a lot of these blue zone stages are super class focused. So I feel like you're going to be cooking, which of course is really, really, really cool. So that's, I think, a W in my opinion. And then another great thing is disables the enemy's action once within the turn when key is 24. Now, he says something in this video about being able to stack that. Let me just try and find it, and let me just see what he says. I'm going to turn up the volume here just a little bit. I mean, we can listen to it together, I said, but I guess. But he says something about being able to stack this. So let me just see what he says. Hold on.
When he is the first attacker, his defense is raised by 200% before he attacks, and he can guard all attacks. If he is the second or third attacker, and chance of performing, if he receives an attack, super attack within the same turn, active once within the turn on every turn. By launching an all-target super attack, he can interrupt multiple enemies at once.
Oh, disables the attack enemy's action once within the turn. So when you perform, that's what it is. That makes sense now. When you perform the 18 key, which is an AoE, you can disable the actions of all enemies. That's very, very strong. So for blue zone events or red zone events or literally anything that has multiple enemies, imagine you're facing 4 or 5 enemies, right? Being able to disable 5 actions on that turn, and not even by active skill, just simply by getting the 24 key, that sounds free, man. That's free. So you get up to 5 key here, 3 key, that's 8 key. And when you're facing any of those enemies, an extra 3. Wow, man, I don't know. It's very, very good. Like, the only thing I could have really asked for here is, like, I guess, support, right? But who cares? And then this is, of course, another W in my opinion, right here. This, you can activate this starting from the next turn. So let's say you are lacking, you know you're not going to be able to get enough key, so you really want to get the 18 key off. Or, like, dude, a permanent buff. This is very similar to, like, STR Kid Buu, for example. So if I pull up Kid Buu is the only other character in the game that has an active skill like this, I believe. I could be wrong. But when you pop his active skill, he gets a permanent 20% to attack and defense in battle. Now, this, at least back in the day, was very, very noticeable, especially after you fully built Buu up. 20% doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a multiplicative buff. So the fact that, like, me personally, what I'd want to do, if you can pull it off, right, is try and get as many greatly raising attack buffs with Broly. So get as many 18 keys in with Broly, literally as much as possible. And after you do that, you pop this active skill, Broly's going to be hitting so hard. Like, actually insanely hard. And then on top of that, getting that extra defensive buff as well. Like, you can wait, right, for the 26% damage reduction to wear off, and then pop that, right? which obviously isn't going to cover it exactly, but it's going to make a massive difference instead of not having that. So him having a permanent buff like Kid Buu, which is one of my favorite style of active skills in the game, is just a massive W. So all in all, I'm a big fan of Broly. I'm very, very excited to summon for him. Another great piece of news, which many people aren't really a fan of, I get it, but we have the opportunity now to, it's literally pity. 2,500 stones, and you'll be able to exchange for the new character. Now, yes, 2,500 stones is a lot of stones, I get it, but you have to understand it from the perspective of it's better than not having it. On top of that, a lot of players who complain are not going to spend 2,500 stones on one banner regardless of whether we had this or not. So it's like, for those players who weren't going to spend that much anyways, it doesn't impact you, right? I guess you could say, but it could have been a lot less, but what, 2,000? Many people weren't even going to spend that. So it's weird to kind of complain about this because it's better. It's literally the same format, but just adding something that they didn't need to add. So it is a massive, 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 massive W. Another thing I really want to show here, Broly's art is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. I know I'm glazing, but I don't care. Like, ask me if I care. I don't. Now, Goku's art, I'm going to just give you my full honest opinion here. This SSR art is one of the best SSR arts in the game. I'd probably say top 15. This art is also really cool. This LR art is really cool. I don't know if it's just me, but I am not a big fan of this LR Goku art. Look, I don't like really the way that it looks. I think every other art is beautiful from this Goku, Trunks, and Gohan character. Speaking of, let me take a look. I want to look at their categories after we look at Broly's arts. So same thing with Broly arts here, right? Like, the transformed art for Broly is very, very cool, but I like the base form art of Broly a lot better. Again, it's just because they captured if you guys have not watched movie 8, Broly walks up to Goku and transforms as he's walking up. And so this scene captures that moment perfectly where Broly is walking. You can see down here, he's walking, and he transforms in the card art. So it's just beautiful to see. I also think this SSR art is very, very good. I'm not calling it the best. Like, I think the SSR art for Goku is better than this art, but this just looks beautiful. It's just so beautiful. It's just beautiful. Like, it's beautiful. They actually included this as a TR art. Are you kidding me? That's just so nice. It's so nice. Oh my god, they cooked, man. They cooked. They absolutely cooked. Now, I guess we might as well take a look at Goku, right? I actually did want to actually pull up the categories of this unit, because that's going to be a big talking point for a character like, they showed the categories, right? They showed the categories. Wait, let me turn up the volume here. Wait, I swear they showed the categories, no? Hold on, they showed the categories for Broly. Yeah, I swore. Hold on, they had to have shown the categories here. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So, All Out Struggle, Super Saiyans, Power of Wishes, Movie Heroes, Connected Hope, Joined Forces, Kamehameha, and Trusted Will, Earth-Bred Fighters. This is not a concern for me at all. This is not a concern for me at all. These categories look very, very, very good. Like, people are, my god, like, oh my god, 3 characters, the category is going to be crazy. This is very, very good. Like, if you just have Goku here, you add maybe things like Turtle School, Goku's, or you take away Trunks, you get Goku's family, right? Or if you take away Gohan and Trunks, you get things like Turtle School and stuff like that. But even then, it's like, who runs Turtle School? So yes, the more categories, the better. But these categories here are what most people are running anyways. Power of Wishes, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, Movie Heroes. That's enough, bro. That is enough. And they still have a lot more to cook. And then, of course, Broly's categories look like good as always. Fierce. Okay, so All Out Struggles, Super Saiyans, and Power of Wishes. What I want to do is, let's go to, does this site have it actually? Categories, team builds, no. What I'll do is actually pull up this on global. Let's see what this looks like on global. So tools, 200% leader skill here. So this is All Out Struggle, Super Saiyans, and Power of Wishes. So let's add All Out Struggle, Power of Wishes, and was it All Out Struggle? Wait, All Out Struggle, Super Saiyans. Okay, Super Saiyans. Super Saiyajin. Where's Super Saiyan at? Super Saiyan. There we go. And then the other two are Connected Hope and Movie Heroes. Okay. Connected Hope and Movie Heroes. Connected Hope. Movie Heroes. And let's see what that category actually looks like. Movie Heroes. I did not mean it. Okay, my bad. Hold on. Let me get Connected Hope back. I forgot that. There we go. So add that. Boom. Here we go. So if we click search, this is what their 200% leader skill is going to look like in game. So you have Gogeta. You have the Gammas. You have Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You have the Super Saiyan Trio. You have both 8th anniversary LRs. You have Future Gohan. You have Carnival Goku. Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. You have Gogeta, the 30-year anniversary unit. You have Piccolo in here. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan getting an easy at some point, right? Tech Gogeta getting an easy at some point. So you have God Goku in here. Yeah, you actually have some you have Gotenks in here. It's a powerful hitter here. You have a lot of strong options here. Wait, wouldn't STR Piccolo be here? STR Piccolo isn't on All Out Struggle. I thought the support Piccolo would be on All Out Struggle. Let me. Obviously, he's not popping up, but let me go to Namekians really quick, and let me go to STR Piccolo, this guy right here, because if this guy was on the team, that'd be really, really strong. Wait, so Super Saiyans. Yeah, so I wish he led like Movie Heroes or something, because then you'd be able to put this guy on the team. Movie Heroes, Modern Masters, Ever Gifted, Battle with Namekians, with Bravo, Connected Hope, Earthbred Fighters. Wow, yeah, so he's not on the category. That's kind of an L, but again, not really a big deal. But still, again, like if you look at this, it's still a really good. You have a lot of strong options here, so definitely not complaining in any way there. Not being able to raise defense on 12 key is an L the same way. Broly not being able to raise it on 18 key is an L. Broly didn't need to stack it, right? But this is still possible. But then, of course, the 18 key, raising it for 3 turns is very strong. And then raising super class allies attack and defense by 30% is also very, very strong. So this, you only benefit from using this, by the way, if you're in the first or second slot, right? Passive 3 key 200%, fine. Randomly, so the key mechanic they have is very, very, very strong. The reason why I say that is because they get an extra 2 key per physical key sphere obtained. If you guys didn't know, when you are collecting key spheres in Dokkan, you automatically get 2 key spheres if you collect orbs of which your unit shares the same type with, right? So if I'm using Int Broly and I get 1 Int orb, I raise my key by 2 instead of raising it by 1 compared to getting an STR orb, right? But they get an extra 2 key per physical key sphere obtained, so they get physical orbs, which they change, by the way. No, they don't. Oh no, they do. And they do that permanently. So they change orbs on the field, and they get 2 key per key sphere obtained. So like they're getting 4 key per key sphere. So you only get 3 physical key spheres. They get 12 key on that, dude. That is insane. That is insane. And then they get an extra 1 key per tight key sphere obtained. So for every time they collect a rainbow orb, they're getting 2 key spheres. That's OP, man. That is an OP key mechanic that Broly should have had, because this is a perfect example of key overflowing, which is what Broly embodies, right? All allies 3 key and 50% to attack is very strong. Reduces damage received by 30% temporarily while receiving a super attack. That is a very strong mechanic. Unfortunately, it's not as good as just having 30% damage reduction, because this character can eat right now, as of what we're reading. They don't have that normal attack, I guess, normal attack defensive option, right? Like a lot of characters, like an Aegea or an STR character, will do a lot of damage to this unit with normal attacks. So the fact that they have to get super attack just to receive that is a little bit of an L, at least in my opinion. It's just not as good as having a universal 30% damage reduction, right? Plus additional defense plus 30% when receiving an attack for every 3 key. Okay, this is what I'm trying to understand. So if you have 24 key, does that mean you're getting 8 different buffs of 30% defense? Because 8 times 3 is 24. 24 keys the max. So for every 3 key you have, up to 24, which is basically 8 max, when you get hit, you're getting, what's 3 times 8? 240%. Is that how that works? Is that... Hold on. So if they get... I don't know if that's how that works. That sounds a little oppressive. So if they get hit once and they're at 24 key, they get 100. They get 240% defense. Plus an additional attack was 150% when key is 12 or more. Launches 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super attack when key is 18 or more. Attacks effective against all types when key is 24. If there is another movie heroes or all-out struggle category ally attacking in the same turn, plus an additional damage reduction of 15%, and for 2 turns, all allies defense plus 77%. Man, that is so strong. So you enter, let's say you're in a fight where the boss is just killing you, like turn 1, like being OP turn 1. Dude, for 2 turns, all allies getting 77% defense, and they say it in the video, if you have 2 of these Gokus, every ally for 2 turns is getting 154% of defense. That is an insane buff, man. An insane defensive buff. What? So they're getting 45% damage reduction when getting hit with a super, 15 by itself if you have those allies. So I feel like this unit in slot 1, I feel like they should be... I mean, the first attack is going to be iffy. But if you get that first attack proc of all that defense, which is what it seems like it works, like then that sounds very, very strong. Very, very, very strong. Their active skill information here to stand by for 3 turns, during which charge count increases by 3 with each attack received, by 2 per physical key sphere obtained by allies, and by 1 per non-physical key sphere obtained by allies. This also includes the unit itself, because it doesn't say self-excluded. Can be activated when HP is 77% or less, which is fine, or starting from the 5th turn. So I'm not a big fan of the 5th turn. Obviously, no one is, but being able to proc this when HP is 77% or less is not bad at all. It's a misrepresentation to say that, in my opinion, that's bad, because it's just not, right? Like, it's easy, especially nowadays in the content that we have now. It's not hard to fall below that. So being able to pop standby very early is very viable and very realistic option here, right? And then, of course, when you pop it, or during the standby, you are unable to attack, except when finish effect is activated. 3 key, 259% to stats and guard. Very, very strong. Charges in key spheres, changes in key spheres to physical key spheres. Still has the same key sphere mechanic, very, very strong. Plus additional defense plus 30% when receiving an attack for every 3 key sphere, blah, blah, blah. So it's just a lot of defense here. And then 59% damage reduction, like just a lot of defense. The really OP thing, in my opinion, is this, right? So this is active. Remember, this standby is activated for 3 turns. So if you're able to get the second finish effect, the miraculous punch here, you are raising your attack by 20% per charge count, and causes ultimate damage to enemies, super ultimate damage to enemies. So, okay, 20% is insane. The reason why I say that is because, look, let's say let's go here. Hold on, let me pull back up this right here. So remember, standby, you get 3. One charge count increases by 3 with so every attack that this character receives, you get a charge count of 3. So let's say they're in slot 1, which they should be, okay? And you get hit 5 times in slot 1. Your charge count is now 15, right? 2 key per physical key sphere obtained, while having the same structure of or mechanic of changing orbs into physical, and getting an extra 2 key per key. I guess it's obtained, so it's not the amount of key you're raising, but it's the amount of key you obtain. So I guess it's fair. But when you're changing orbs into physical, I feel like it's very plausible to at least get 5 orbs, right? Like, I think getting 5 orbs is very realistic. So 5 physical key spheres, which increases it by 10 charge counts. On top of the 15 is 25 charge counts, and then this is for all allies as well. So you're easily going to be able to get in one turn like 30 charge counts. So if you wait until like, I would say turn 3, yeah, for 3 turns, so turn 3, you can get like maybe at that point 60 to 70 charge counts, at which you pop this. Sorry, let's talk about the busted up version, 20% and super ultimate damage. If that crits, it's over, right? Like, I don't, how do you 20 times 70 at that point is a ridiculous buff on top of everything this character already has. It's I don't know how that's fair. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think, man. There's a lot to go over here. We absolutely love it. We didn't see the information for the banner unit. I know over on Twitter, they did announce a exchange Vegeta into Piccolo kind of thing, which I guess is cool. Let me actually see what the categories are really quick. Hold on. All right, so this is the information, actually. Okay, for the Piccolo, as well as, yeah, the Piccolo exchanging into Vegeta. So the unit is physical. This is my first time actually seeing this information here. Worthy rivals or bottom master and disciple, 3 key 130. I guess that's fine. I mean, if we look at this a little bit closer, 3 key to 1% of stats. Medium chance of evading any attack, including super, plus additional 150% to his stats when attacking is good. Superclass allies 30% to stats, plus an additional 2 key and 30% for characters also belong to the all-out struggle or movie heroes category. Wow. So we're talking about 2 key and 60% to stats for the new Goku, Trunks and Gohan. Wow. Okay. That's a pretty strong buff if you ask me. 4 C's enemy super attacks for 2 turns from this character's entry turn. And chance of evading enemy attack including super attack plus 30% for 4 turns from the character's entry turn when there's another all-out struggle category ally from the, on the team. Recovers 30% HP at the end of turn, just for free. So they don't have to get hit or anything like that. That's actually interesting. Okay. And then you exchange when conditions are met. They greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. Categories are Worthy Rivals, Bottom Master Disciple, Namekians, Movie Heroes, All Out Struggle, Battle of Wits, Powerful Combat, Gifted Warriors, Fuse Fighters, and Earthbred Fighters. That's not bad at all, obviously. And they do fit, of course, under the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks' leader skill, right? Which, of course, is really good. Let's see. So, what is the condition for changing into Vegeta? Exchanges with Super Saiyan Vegeta starting from the 5th turn from the start of battle. That's okay, I guess. How much better is Vegeta, though? Attack plus 300% and performs a critical hit for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. Wow. 3 key and 200% and 50% damage. So, when you get this character, like, when this character pops up, yeah, dude, getting 300% for your first attack, and it being a guaranteed crit is very, on top of the 200% is very good. Plus additional attack and defense plus 150% when attacking? Wait. Okay, hold on. So this character enters the turn, right? They get 200% to defense. Okay. And then they get 300% to 200% to stats. 300% to attack for that 1 turn, so you get 500%. But they also get a multiplicative 150% on top of that while guaranteed a crit? This has to be the hardest hitting banner unit in the game, right? I mean, what? Launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack, okay. Changes SCR, AGL, and Tech key spheres to physical key spheres once only. Plus an additional attack plus 100% when attacking if there's another all-out struggle category ally attacking in the same turn from the 6th turn from start of battle. This is very interesting. You want to know why? Because look at this. This Goku here, remember, you pop this either when you're under this amount of HP or starting from the 5th turn, right? So starting from the 5th turn, if you pop this guy's exchange, right? Or once the exchange happens, they are literally changing 3 types of orbs into physical, which I feel like, since they do not get stats when obtaining orbs, it feels like the purpose of that is to feed this unit. And so if you're getting, let's say, 10, 15 orbs on that rotation, you increase your charge count by 15 just in that one rotation, dude. Which is insane. And then you add that by, or with getting hit. Oh, no, hold on. They get, if they get 15 orbs, it's a charge of 30. Yeah, because it's 2 per physical keys first. So if you get 15, I feel like, dude, if you're changing 3 orbs into physical, it's very plausible to get maybe like 10 to 15 orbs. So you're charging it by anywhere from 20 to 30 counts. And then this character also gets hit 5 times minimum in slot 1, or within the turn. That's an extra 15. So 15 plus the initial 20 to 30, you're looking at 35 to 45 counts on turn 1. So by turn 2, when you continue to collect a lot of key spheres, wow, I mean, yeah, wow, okay. Yeah, they look really good, actually. Like, actually really, really good. They so greatly with attack and defense. That's very good. Wow, that's actually very, very good. Yeah, this is an amazing celebration so far. Amazing characters, amazing units, and bro, oh my god, my goat. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'm so excited to summon. I will be live for this. Can't wait to see you guys there. We are eating, bro. We are eating. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and good night, man. I will see you for those summons.